Good morning, and again, thank you, AFM, for providing this wonderful opportunity wherein we can present our views, share thoughts, and go as more learned being from here. Sustainable and impactful investing. And before I start, I'll try to take you through an anecdote. 2016, Latur में water crisis था, there was crisis in Latur, and the huge scarcity. That time, me and my team, we were there helping, and I really don't know what we were doing because water तो था, tanker से आ रहा था, so we were primarily just funding the water storage. During that time, I met this guy, Amol Nalavade, from Latur, and he asked me this question, sir, what do you do? करते क्या हो? मैंने कहा markets में I manage money. He was like, good. And he had certain questions which really perplexed me. Sir, आप करते हो, but how do I know what to do? मतलब return आता है, जाता है, लोग आते हैं, जाते हैं. And as an investor, we are always at the back foot. And that is what kind of put us into thinking at Bonanza specifically. And when I came back from there, that was a beginning point for the transition of our PMS journey. So we were deliberating kya karna and how do we reach out to that Amol who is sitting in nook and corner of the country and we can serve. And that will be the true financial inclusion if you are able to help that guy, and that's probably what we are here together for. As a distributor, as a manufacturer, and as an investor, how we can help him. Then comes the part of 2018. And I always quote this 2018 because it was a shocker in terms of returns. Exceptional returns until 2017 December. Markets were roaring and everyone was good. PMS tab suna bhi nahi tha and people were coming ki equity mein dalna hai paisa. And then 18 crash happened and lot of hopes, lot of investments were dashed with that crash. And then the sustainable investment came into picture. Ki somewhere you have to change the processes. See, impact is evident from the returns. But how do you create that ecosystem so that impact remains forever? And with this note, probably I'll start. And in this journey of maybe 20-25 minutes, we'll try to understand. I'll be sharing my learning, my experience, Bonanza's learning. And like I said, we'll probably learn together and grow a little more in terms of knowledge. So when it comes to sustainable investment, the first thing that comes into picture is consistency. Like I said, volatility of the returns. Is it an event-based returns? As a fund manager manufacturer, we had a very tough time post-COVID. COVID के बाद everyone was fund manager. Everyone got 100% returns. वो कोई पान वाला है उसका भी 100% का return होगा. And times like these in last 6-8 months, everyone is worried. अभी तो correction हुआ भी नहीं. Always say correction has not happened. It's hardly 5-10% of erosion. Have you seen 18? Have you seen 20? Have you seen 2008? Those were still corrections. But market matures. But consistency is something which we have to focus if we have to create that impactful return. Because if consistency is not there, जो investor बैठा है, he will get worried. And then they can never be part of the growth story that India is planning to write. Right talent. And rightfully we are at the platform जहाँ पे हम AFM की बात कर रहे हैं. Upskilling. For the wealth management, alternates, whatever we talk about, manpower is the biggest asset. क्योंकि कोई 50 लाख 1 करोड़ का चेक आपको ऑनलाइन नहीं देगा. He need that person, he need that confidence who can go and meet and instill confidence, right? And upskilling, continuous upskilling is very important. And in our business, research, customer service, operations, dealing, everything you need a skilled manpower. Even for the mutual funds, like we call it a retail, but then you need the right skill set to make sure that you are able to service. Many things are going on in terms of automation and technology is an enabler. Right blend of technology. कि technology कितना use करना है. Today we are at an extreme spectrum. So one side talks about algorithmic trading, completely automation, quant. Another side talks about traditional investment, manual investment, research. Somewhere we have to run the right blend of both of these if we have to be sustainable. Technology assist. Today in terms of stock screener, we have a lot of proprietary screeners and we create that in-house. Whether it's Algo, AI, ML. They are enabler. It's customer service, it's UI UX. Everything is supported by the technology. So having a right balance will make sure that your impact will be more sustainable. And last factor that should be there, at least that has worked for Bonanza and me personally, is the X factor. And this X is external, not Generation X. You know, these people who are external experts, industrialists, they really add a lot of value. If you have some people for their committee or something, they give you the right perspective. आप कहीं गलत तो नहीं जा रहे हो. You know, I have been always asked this question कि गाड़ी में ब्रेक क्यों होते हैं? It's so that you can speed up, right? These X factors play a very important role if you are rightly channelizing these in your ecosystem of fund management. Now we come to the impactful investing. I proudly say that we are very happy when we book loss as a fund manager. I say हमने एक bad apple अपने portfolio में से निकाल दिया है. The art of booking losses is what drives the returns. And that's where again we create the impact. So booking losses is very important. Again, please don't generalize them. I'm sharing my experience, Bonanza's experience as a fund management. Portfolio construction. Let's talk about the investor psychology or distributor psychology or manufacturer psychology. आज मार्केट्स ऊपर है, इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए. आज मार्केट्स नीचे हैं और गिर सकता है क्या. These are basic questions जो हम लोग हमेशा एड्रेस करते हैं. And there's no right answer. I mean, you can't forecast with certainty, right? ऊपर जाएगा, नीचे जाएगा, good time में, bad time में. Another thing is the inertia to change. Your investor is either investing somewhere, he is planning to switch, or he is a new investor. He always had that question. यार मैंने शिफ्ट किया तो कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं I'll make a mistake, regret bias. हमारे को भी होता है, हम स्टॉक बाय करते हैं, जो लेते हैं वो नहीं चलता है, जो बेच दिया वो चल जाता है. There's always a regret bias. So investor has the same thing. So at Bonanza we play a very focused. I mean, we are very focused when it comes to construction of a portfolio when the new investor is onboarding, and that has really helped our investor and his piece of comfort. And there's a special, laid down policies and procedures how we will construct portfolio for the new investor. Agility. How quickly you can move in and out of the portfolio. Now again, these are two spectrums. One, thought processes, you move in, you move out. The question is, are you a trader? Another spectrum, you have a long fundamental holding, aap baitho, that's another spectrum. So agility means somewhere having a fine balance between these two, or adding to that, can you have a strategies which can have the blend of both of the worlds? One is agile, second is the traditional approach which creates the multi-baggers, and as an investor, he is benefited from the best of both worlds. So we diligently apply this blend of strategies when we do or when we manage funds. Most important and critical for us has been compartmentalization of research and fund management. See, understand, if I am researching the stock, research is the important component. If I am researching the stock, I always say I'll fall in love with the stock. Or to cut down losses or to book profit, it is very difficult because I am emotionally attached to it. And here we have mindfully delineated both things. Research का काम है stock लाना, fund management का काम है remaining काम करना. कब buy करना है, कब sell करना है नहीं करना है. And this constitutes, as per us, 60% of the fund management process towards the returns. So always we talk कि अगर इसका फंड का परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा है, इसका रिसर्च सॉलिड होगा. रिसर्च इज 40% ऑफ द ओवरऑल इक्वेशन. हाउ यू मैनेज विद दैट स्टॉक इज द रेस्ट 60% ऑफ द स्टोरी, एंड द इकोसिस्टम व्हिच आई डिस्क्राइब्ड हियर अबाउट सस्टेनेबल एंड इम्पैक्ट इज पार्ट ऑफ दैट इकोसिस्टम. So saying by Ray Dalio, remember that weakness don't matter if you find solution. And again, 2018 learning, I realized this white is very this thing, so I just change it. Now, in our journey, now we have been doing PMS for more than 20 years now, and a lot of things have been spoken about forecasting market. That is our job, right? We have to forecast the market. But over-reliance on that forecasting leads to poor decision making. These are 4 pointers I'm discussing, and again, these are the pointers which we are mindful about, which we are aware about. Illusion of knowledge, overestimating understanding of market conditions. So, everyone expects you are a fund manager, you manage, you should know. We know, but we may not know everything. It's a vast universe, right? And even if we will know, we'll go wrong. So, there are 2 words here, over-reliance and overestimation. Estimation, yes, we have to do. Forecast, we have to do. But do we overestimate our capabilities? No. We are a small speck in this universe. Believing everything you read. Now, this is the most troublesome thing for everyone. आपके लिए भी मेरे लिए भी. इन्वेस्टर ने कुछ पढ़ा, सर वो स्टॉक है पोर्टफोलियो में एंड यू नो यू आर होल्डिंग दिस स्टॉक, व्हाट टू डू. वो न्यूज कहीं तो आया होगा समवेयर एंड यू नो देन यू आर गेट इनटू द फ्यूचर हाउ टू एड्रेस दैट क्वेरी. So somewhere that reliance of information for the investor and for the fund manager, especially for the fund manager, it's a problem. And recency bias of returns. Again, I will quote COVID, 100% returns 2021. Did it lead to same repetition? No. So this bias is something we have to be very careful about. What you have delivered, वो गया, कल था. So today, realistic, if you ask what kind of returns we can expect from the market, I always say, you know the Indian growth story, you know the GDP growth story, you know by 2047, I think $35 trillion is what we are expecting as the Indian economy to grow, right? All these estimates lead to a nominal GDP growth of 12 to 13%. Add a corporate risk premium, add the small cap risk premium, you will arrive at a decent number, give or take 16-17% is a reasonable return. And then, depending on the fund managers, their management style, you can make 2 to 3 more percent more alpha. But important is the manufacturer that you are dealing with. Is he aware of these things? If yes, it's a resounding, it's a reassurance to you. If he is not, that is why I always call distributor community are a pseudo fund manager. आप लोग pseudo fund manager to judge as a manufacturer, are we doing the right job or not? And if you can do that, you can serve your investors much better. Now, with Bonanza's edge to the portfolio, given this ecosystem of sustainable impact illusion, now what are the things which really play a critical role? Stock identification. Like I said, returns mean research. No, we feel research only contributes 40% towards the return. Rest is the other part. When to buy? You have identified the stock. And research का काम, मैंने बोला था compartmentalization of research and fund management. Research stops there. It stops. Then it comes to the fund management. When to buy? Is technical too bad to use in fund management? No, it's not. Understanding of the macros, understanding of the micros, confluence of technical, you get to know which is the right time to buy. You may not be 100% right, but at least you will be better off. How much to buy? Now you address one problem, when to buy. You have 1 crore and I tell you, XYZ stock is a very good stock. Will you buy 10%? Will you buy 5%? Will you buy 3%? How much will you buy? And this is the process which will actually result in the returns of the portfolio. You have multiple things. You have statistical metrics. You can go for Monte Carlo simulation, Sharpe ratio, diversification benefits, multiple things. And the fund manager's experience. Third thing, when to exit and add. How do you scale up and scale down? Remember I said booking losses is very critical to the success. And 40% of the time we go wrong. We happily admit, we book losses, we exit. And if you are right, are you adding that? So always ask whether you add the stocks when the markets are going up or down. We never average when it's going down. Never do that. And the role of fund management is between these cycles. Now come back to the research. Re-evaluation of thesis fundamentally. Is the whole story still intact? Is the sector still sector stock tailwind still there? जो stock है वो चलने वाला है, growth है. Here the only thing to consider and differentiate, will you wait for the quarter results or you will be more agile? Can you do that validation every 15 days, every month rather than waiting for the quarterly results? That is something that will distinguish between person to person, fund to fund. And substitute. एक stock लिया मैंने and it's a very recent example. I took a stock in defense, not working, defense story is going, 1 month, 2 months, rest others are going, somewhere my selection has gone wrong. Stock is not wrong, fundamental अच्छे हैं, सब कुछ अच्छा है. For me, it's an opportunity loss. Okay, I'm very clear. For me, it's an opportunity loss. People have given funds to make returns, not to sit with my ideology of good fundamentals or not. No, I can be a good storyteller. I can talk about fundamentals and everything. It has to reflect in returns, impact. Sustainable है, सब कुछ है. Impact अगर नहीं है, it's not gonna make too much difference. I'll be out of this business. So we at Bonanza we have realized that model-based approach is something that doesn't work. And like I said, one of the USP that we have followed in construction of the portfolio at the time when the fund comes. Now remember I talked about mix of two strategies. So post 2018 when the fall happened, we were having the traditional approach of managing the, ये बेल से ना मुझे शुरू में भी डर लग रहा था, सोच रहा था खत्म कर दूंगा, but I'll end it up quickly. So Aegis is a product which means protection. Now this is a strategy which we devised in 2021 or rather 2022. If we see smoke, we become very cautious. And edge traditional approach of building the portfolio and small cap, mid cap, multi-bagger stories. Now you look 6 months return. What happened? Aegis has given 18% return. Markets have been choppy. Like last 1 year return, markets have been volatile. Yet one of the strategies has delivered good returns within Bonanza and edge has given low performing returns, right? Underperformance. Combination of these two help our investors to reduce the volatility, capture this opportunity and yet in 6 months have a return of maybe around, I would say 9-10%. That's a good returns. But if it were only edge and edges, now one more thing, it's a hindsight. Today we know the returns are there. 6 months ago, did we know the markets will be volatile? No, we did not know. But what we knew, that combination of these two different approaches to management will definitely work better. So this is something again, we are aware when we are wrong. And X factor, we have a committee, Mr. Sabyasachi, again a professor of a reputed IIM, Rupesha CA, he is part of the X committee. And I'm just saying, we walk the talk. It's not that I'm just saying for the sake of it, what we realize. This is our team. It's an ever expanding team. Another 20-30 people are about to be added in next 3 months, 3 to 6 months. And we have a IT. So our focus has been IT and we have phenomenal products that we have created in-house. You can always come and visit our stall, meet our team. They'll be happy to showcase you. And key pillars for Bonanza. Now Bonanza has a 2 decades of experience in fund management. We have been doing that since 2003 practically. We have seen all phases. 30 years of industry experience. 1994 the company originated. Why this is important? Sustainability and trust. We have physical presence in more than 500 plus cities as an organization. Last, and this is relevant for the next point that I'll be coming out. Bonanza has been doing arbitrage or proprietary trading for more than 25 years with 25% CAGR returns and not a single year of loss. Why this is relevant is we have been thinking how can we make this product live. And thanks to AIF, we are planning to launch AIF CAT 3 soon, in which we will be leveraging our expertise of 25 years for the investors. Now it is again a product. Our long only I have shown you. Long short is what is coming. So just I wanted to make you aware that this is coming soon for all of you, and I hope that we have learned something. You can interact with me, I'll be there. Thank you for your patient hearing.